Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining me on the ice. Brought to you by Caisse Financial Group and Doaks Bulk Views. On tonight's show, I get to be joined by two wonderful ladies. One lady who's an assistant coach with the u19 Jr Preds, Team Canada defenseman as well. Delaney Collins will join us in the second half. But first, we're going to talk to maybe one of her proteges, perhaps one of her players that actually just finished a tournament in South Dakota with the u19 Jr Preds, as well as their upcoming district tournament the first week of March. We're going to talk about her start in hockey, as well as how well she's looking forward to the remainder of this season, the districts, and hopefully a nationals in California. We're not quite too sure if that'll happen, but nonetheless, Sydney Russell will join me on the ice. Please welcome her as we bring her in.
Hello, Theo.
Hi, Sydney. How are you doing this fine evening?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Good. So you just got off the ice. You're all ready to go. Practice done. Now you got studies to take care of, right? You got to be a good student as well as being a good hockey player.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Sydney Russell, number 14 with the u19 Jr Preds. Sydney, I have to ask you, hockey's not one of the major sports played in Nashville or Tennessee. How did you become this phenom on the ice for this team?
Yeah, I started with my older brother. Always being at the rink, he would take me into the garage and rip pucks at me, and just kind of fell in love with the game. Kind of looking up to him.
So you were the goalie.
Yeah.
Now, did you have like Chesterfield pads on? Or did you have actual hockey goalie pads as he ripped pucks at you?
He'd put me in just like anything, baseball equipment, anything that was around.
Right on. So obviously your brother had a little bit of an influence with you. Did you start watching games on TV when the Predators were around, or was it hockey before Nashville for you and your brother?
It was probably hockey before the Preds and stuff, and then we started getting tickets later on.
Okay, so you do frequent I don't know what the arena is called anymore. It was called the Bridgestone Arena, was it not?
Yeah, Bridgestone.
Right on. So do you still get out once in a while to a Nashville game, obviously before COVID?
Yeah, we did. We were season ticket holders.
Awesome. So obviously you miss watching live hockey in a rink with all the fans and all the crazy noises and all the hoopla?
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
When's the first year you remember skating? Do you remember how old you were?
I was about 7 or 8.
7 or 8, okay. Do you remember that you still have the first pair of skates, or were they hand-me-downs from your brother?
I don't remember. They probably were hand-me-downs from my brother.
Okay, so skating, was it always indoor skating? I mean, there's not a lot of ice outdoors in Nashville.
Yeah, it was always, there's like 1 or 2 rinks, and just kind of started with learn to skate,
Okay.
and then I went to play boys.
So growing up, you played on a boys team up until what year?
Up until I was like 12, 13.
Okay.
I transitioned to girls.
How was that transition for you growing up? I mean, playing with the boys, against the boys, and then realizing, okay, now I've got an opportunity to play U14 hockey with the girls.
I think at first it was a little different, just because I was never around the girls, and it was always, around the boys and being with them. But then when I transitioned, I think I liked it a lot better, being around the girls in the locker room and kind of playing that game. It was pretty fun.
How different was the game for you as a player, playing with the boys at first and then moving into the all-girls divisions?
I think it was a little less competitive at sometimes, because I think sometimes the boys' game is a little faster and you have to kind of keep up with that. And then transitioning to the girls, like there wasn't really hitting or much, there's still contact, but not as much as they would put on.
For sure. What position did you play with the boys? Was it defense or was it forward?
I played kind of both, but more defense.
Okay. Do you enjoy the defensive style of game? Is that what attracts you more to it, or would you rather be one scoring the goals? And
definitely more on the defense side.
So on the defensive side, okay. Your assistant coach Delaney spoke with me earlier, and we're going to talk to her more about your game, how tremendous of a defenseman you are. You see the ice very well. The lob pass, the fly pass, as well as the board pass. It's something that you've added to your game recently that has made you just take that extra step this year. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree.
So coming into, did you play in a Junior Preds organization prior to this year and last year?
No, we had our own girls program called Nashville Girls Hockey.
Okay. How is that different compared to what you're into now?
I think kind of having a bigger organization around you kind of puts your name out there. I think we get a little bit more ice time, and yeah, just.
Does the name Predators give you more recognition when you travel nationally? I mean, you go to South Dakota, you go to rinks that are, out east or out west. Does that give you more of a notoriety, you think, towards the organization?
Yeah, it definitely does.
Okay.
I think
kind of
being
figured.
Yeah.
I mean, we're seeing a lot of junior programs with, like, I remember coaching with the Junior Ducks, the Junior Kings out west, so it was very similar to me as well. Now, this year, let's talk about it. Going into this year, what were your expectations as a player and as a team for this season?
I think going in, we were, I think coming off of that district win that we won last year, I think just to keep our heads up and keep going and kind of have that same goal as this year coming up and just to keep going.
Right on. And obviously, last year you weren't able to have a nationals because of COVID, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So how are you? I mean, were you a little bit tentative this year, knowing that COVID was there, but you were still able to play hockey and all the protocols in place? Did any of that feel different to you when you came to the rink and played the game, or was it just, let's just play hockey?
I think kind of at first it was a little different, just because like we'd have to get dressed at like a hotel, and sometimes that mindset was a little off. Like we would just get to the rink and we'd just play. Like we wouldn't warm up or anything. Like that was a little bit different. But kind of as the season has gone on, it's got a little bit better, and just the mindset of just I want to be on the ice anytime I can get a chance to get on.
So you had to get dressed in hotels. You had to wear face masks, obviously. What
Yeah.
other differences were there prior to preparation for games?
I think not being able to like be in the locker room with your team and kind of get that feeling of, we're about to get on the ice. Let's get our heads in the game. Sometimes we were all over the place and we weren't really there together as a team.
So it was less time in the actual rink, actual locker room to bond, to get your mindset ready to go.
Yeah, right.
But you're certainly able to do that. I mean, we're going to take a quick break, but we're going to talk about your tournament in South Dakota in preparation for your districts coming up in Bellevue. We'll be right back here with Sydney Russell on the ice. Back here on the ice with Sydney Russell. Sydney was just getting into the conversation of I guess it would have been a couple of weeks ago, your tournament in South Dakota. Is that the farthest you've traveled personally to play hockey, or have you been further?
We went to California last year.
How was that?
San Jose.
Was it interesting playing in San Jose?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a cool experience.
Right on. And obviously South Dakota, the 3 games you played, you were undefeated in those 3 games. Go through the preparation for each team for us, and some of the difficulties having to compete against 3 different teams so quickly.
Yeah, I think at first we were a little hesitant on not knowing what to expect at first, but then kind of as we through the game, I think we got used to it and adjusted a little bit and just kept skating and kept going.
Which was the hardest of the 3 teams for you?
Probably maybe Omaha or Team South Dakota. Omaha's a pretty usually tough battle with them. Team South Dakota is a new look and as a pretty tough game as well.
So what did it feel like after winning that 4th game, knowing you were 4-0, job completed, preparations in place? Now we can head back home to Nashville and prepare for districts.
Yeah, I think it felt really good. Kind of just to get those 4 wins and kind of had a good mindset for the upcoming weekend and for districts and a good send off for sure.
No doubt, no doubt. How many years have you worked with Delaney? Is this your first year with Delaney?
I've worked for first year.
What has she given to you in terms of her tutelage and her expertise that has really propelled your game to the next level?
I think she's definitely helped with like being more confident with the puck and my mental game on and off the ice, and just seeing the game a lot better. We'd go over film, and just being able to see that and then put it to work on the ice has helped my game a lot.
Do you use a lot of film in terms of, compared to like 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, I do, because I think now that we've started videoing our games, being able to go back and look at that is pretty nice.
So it's a pretty nice feature to have. What parts of the game do you really focus on video-wise, knowing that you say in the back of your head, okay, I can do that better, or I need to change this? What part of the video mentorship really helps you develop your game on the ice?
Sometimes I look for like my gap control, or look for other options that I didn't see before I passed the puck or shot the puck.
Okay, so gap control is huge for a defenseman because you have to monitor speed, of course. You knew Delaney played defense, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, okay. So did she give you any weird stories or back in the day kind of things? Or did she focus strictly just on your play to make sure that you were bringing your A game to practice and to games all the time?
Yeah, sometimes she'll bring up some stuff about like maybe try this because this will for sure work, but I think it just gives me some confidence on the ice for sure.
Do you ever go look back after a shift and say to Delaney, no, that didn't work so well?
No, not yet.
Not yet? Okay. We'll have to ask her that question too, because if it's a not yet, we hope it doesn't happen this upcoming month too. Sydney, are you in your last year of high school?
I have one more year.
One more year. Okay, so knowing that you have one more year of high school and you're still playing hockey, how do you able to balance the academics with the amount of hockey that you're playing, making sure your schedule and your time management is always, A+?
I think sometimes it gets pretty tough at moments, but I think I always just stay focused, and I know like what my goals are, and I try to commit to those and make those my priorities.
Okay, so priorities outside of academics, outside of hockey. What else is Sydney Russell known for outside of those two?
I like to golf.
Okay.
Well,
Do you get to golf year round? I mean, you got a little bit of snow last week. I guess the golf courses were closed a little bit.
Yeah, usually just in the summer.
Okay.
That's mainly it.
Do you swing the golf club the same way you shoot? That's always a question I ask hockey players, because I'm ambidextrous. I'll swing right and left on a golf club, but I can't swing right and left on a hockey stick.
No, I'm a lefty on golf, and I shoot right for hockey.
Okay. Does anyone ever ask you why that works? It just does?
For
you're a switch hitter. I call it the switch golf. Like when you hit right and you shoot left, or vice versa. Does anyone ever ask you why, or they just say, okay, whatever?
I mean, I don't. I just kind of just works, I guess.
Just kind of works.
Yeah.
Your relationship with your brother started off very early with hockey. How is your relationship with him now, knowing that he's committed to a college? And do you still consider him a role model in the way you play your game?
Yeah, he definitely is. We still talk a lot. I definitely look up to him, and I think watching his games and kind of see how far he's gone has definitely motivated me, and just to keep going.
Does he give you the pointers as he grows up, and he helps you with your game a little bit as well?
Yeah, he definitely does.
Is he hard on you, or the coach is more hard on you?
It's a little bit of both. Sometimes he'll chirp me here and
Sometimes he'll chirp you. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you chirp back?
I'm not the quickest, but sometimes I'll get a few good ones.
Very good, very good. Your coaching staff is pretty awesome. I mean, Delaney Collins, Team Canada, for several years. She should have several gold medals, but of course, due to injury and whatever, she wasn't able to compete in some of those games. But to be in the Olympics and to do those things and have that opportunity is truly amazing. Lacombe, who plays still professional hockey, or did play professional hockey at least last year. Hopefully they'll start up as well. And then Coach Singletary. I mean, rarely do you see three coaches on one bench with that amount of expertise. What could you, if you had to sum up your coaching staff in one word, Sydney, what would it be?
Probably, I don't even know. I mean, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty great.
That's a pretty great. I wish I had a coaching staff like that when I was 17 or 18 years old. That'd be pretty impressive. Nonetheless, what part of your game, Sydney, do you think needs to improve or needs to be strong for this upcoming month of districts in Bellevue?
Definitely, gotta keep moving my feet and keep them active throughout the play. That's kind of what I'm working on right now.
Okay. How many games have you played this year? Do you know?
I think about 20, 28 maybe.
Okay, and the point total I saw was 52, correct?
Yeah, that was out of 70. Yeah, out of 75 games.
That's a pretty impressive point total for a defenseman. Well done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Absolutely, I think that's great. The wall pass, the hop pass. When did you start adding that to your repertoire?
Sorry.
The passing that Delaney has given you, the lob pass. When does that started to enter your game, and what have you seen mostly from that option?
Yeah, I think after we started practicing it, and then I saw videos of it going on like the NHL and stuff, and it just kind of worked. And I started talking to my forwards and was like, I'm gonna try this. Just look out for this, and I'm gonna call it. And it kind of just started working, and definitely helped the play of the game.
That's amazing.
For sure.
I love the lob pass. I use the lob pass or the wall pass every single time I can. Okay, now we get to have some fun stuff, Sydney. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Here comes my fast five. I know I told you about it before the show, but here it comes. 5 quick questions. You give me some simple answers, some hard answers, whatever answers you want, and then we'll see where we go from there. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Why jersey number 14?
My older brother.
Simple to put? That's it?
That's
Just 14. Okay. Your favorite hockey stick, your first hockey stick was which kind of stick?
I think it was a Bauer Supreme.
Okay. Was that a wooden one? The black Bauer Supremes, or are they the composite ones?
It was a composite.
Okay, so you've never played with a wooden stick before like Delaney and I?
No.
Okay, so we just aged ourselves again. Okay, here we go. Question 3. Where would you like to travel non-hockey related? Now, you've been to San Jose, you've been to beautiful South Dakota. Where would you like to go without any hockey with maybe your family, your friends?
Probably Hawaii.
Okay. Never been?
Never been.
There you go. Okay, Hawaii's on the list, Mom and Dad. And if you're listening, there you go. Shout out to Hawaiians. Number 4. Who is your favorite hockey player?
I'd probably have to say Roman Josi.
Roman Josi?
Yeah.
What part of his game impresses you the most?
I think the way that he's always active in the play, and he's more of an offensive defenseman and always just wants to get in the play.
Yeah, I think he's a very special player. Nashville's very fortunate to have him on the blue line, that's for sure. Last but not least, are you ready?
Yeah.
If you only choose one or the other, you can either have a pregame meal or a pregame nap. Which one are you taking?
Probably pregame nap.
Pregame nap?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you listening to music during your pregame nap?
No.
No? Quiet, silence, dark, done?
Yeah.
Okay. If you had to have a pregame meal, what would it be?
Probably like a sandwich chips.
All right, cool. I've never heard the chips, but I like that. Good. All right.
Yeah.
Sydney, I want to thank you very much for spending some time with me, getting to good luck in Bellevue this upcoming week, or first week of March, I should say, districts for the team. Now, this is the second year you're going into districts. You're planning on finishing on top. Good luck with that.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Sydney Russell, number 14 with the u19 Jr Preds Program in Nashville, Tennessee. Such a well-spoken individual. Thank you very much, Sydney. Say hi to your brother and good luck. Where is he going next year? Where is he committed to?
He's going to Michigan Tech University.
Oh, what an amazing school. He should have a blast up there. Hopefully you get to have a chance to visit him too when he plays, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
There it is. Okay, Sydney Russell, thank you so much for joining. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to see if her assistant coach, Delaney Collins, has just enough, if not more, to say about this wonderful defenseman on our hockey team. So stay with us. We'll be right back on the ice.
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your comfort in mind, with free Wi-Fi and free daily Superstart breakfast. We also have guest laundry facilities, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a jetted hot tub. Sleep well in a spacious guest room equipped with plush new bedding, a 50-inch flat-screen HD TV, microwave, mini refrigerator, and Keurig coffee maker. Or book a suite with a kitchen, ideal for extended stays. Super 8 Winnipeg West, located just inside the perimeter on Portage Avenue.
Delaney Collins.
Hello.
How are you?
Fantastic. Good.
Great to see you again here on the ice. I really appreciate you taking the time. I know your schedule is incredibly busy. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
So, we just finished having a quick little interview with Sydney Russell. What if you had one word to explain her play? What would it be?
Is well-rounded one word? Like if
yes, we can put a hyphen there. Works.
Okay. Well-rounded.
Okay. We've spoken before about Sydney's play and how she impressed you at first, being this student of raw ability, and how you've been and your coaching staff have worked with her to become more refined, enforced, and a force on the ice. What is it about her game that has made such a better, made her a better player this year?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Like when I first got her, I could see she was skilled and a big kid and had a good presence on the ice. But I didn't know if she would be able to go to the next level. And so I worked with her pre giving birth to Gracie, pre-COVID, pre-everything really. And when I came back, I saw that the kid had improved so much and she was better than I expected. She's a force. I know she kind of thinks she's good defensively and that's maybe her strength, but the truth is offensively, she's lethal now. A lot of times she's the best player on the ice and big, strong kid, but also pretty sneaky smart. She finds ways out there that I like. I love it.
So she's crafty.
Yes. Yeah.
Crafty.
Yeah. When you least expect it. It's fun.
Yeah. We've also talked about the fact that she's a late birthday, a late 03. Does that maybe give her a little bit of advantage to the 04s, or is it something that shouldn't even be considered, knowing that how great of a player she has become?
I think when you're looking at a hockey player and you're like, okay, she's an 03, where should she be? And I see like, she felt like a little bit of a late bloomer to me, and it kind of makes sense. Like I would give her a better comparison with the 04 group because of her October birthday. And when you put her in, in that category, she's outstanding, and she's still a great 03. But I do notice sometimes that the kids with the later birthdays, they are a little bit, they come on late sometimes, but I can't believe what I've seen. So what's exciting for a kid like her is the progress she's making is immediate, and it's way more than I expected. So it makes me want to work with her more. 52
points in just under 70 games so far. Does that impress you in terms of an authoritative figure in the offensive zone, but still maintaining her defensive prowess, helping her backstop her goaltenders?
Yeah, she's still a junior in high school. Like she's still a grade 11 kid, right? So that's playing as a triple or whatever underager at the u19 level. So she's been on the u19 team while putting up those points. Her points are going to go up significantly in this year and next year. She's going to put a lot of points up.
That's awesome. I mean, it's great to see. I'm a big proponent of watching plus minus and seeing how well the defenseman can join the play as well as helping make that goal. That puck doesn't cross their goal line. What have you seen in Sydney's play that's impressed you the most, and what has improved the most?
Her foot speed's improved the most. I'll start with that. She was sort of just like a 1-2 methodical skater, but now I'm seeing separation speed and quickness out of her turns, quickness jumping into holes to get pucks back. And then the highlight of her game is her offensive creativity. Like I know you guys maybe addressed her new lob pass. She can put pucks anywhere she needs to on the ice to relieve pressure. And then she doesn't have a ton of ego. Like, she's super humble, reserved kid, quiet. I don't think she knows how good she is. And I like that about her. But her ego is very balanced. So when it's time to rip a slap shot and go, just over the goalie's shoulder for a game-winning goal, she'll do that. But when it's time to fake that shot and just to deliver that puck to a kid that's open and in a better position than she is, she makes that decision. So that critical decision-making on when to shoot and when to pass, or when to skate and when to pass, it's some of the best I've ever seen.
You mentioned that as a junior player and played, also last year with this U19 program. Have you seen her become a quiet leader on the ice, as well as when you were able to spend time or group time with the team off the ice as well?
Yeah, she's exactly that. I think like she is really quiet and honest and real, and but I think she genuinely cares about the weakest player on the team and the best player on the team, and she treats them equally. And I look for little things like that, and because what happens with the team culture is how it's going to look like under pressure, and she seems to have a pretty good handle on making that a safe learning space for everybody, but a competitive learning space. She's pretty aware of her team, and I enjoy working with a leader that's so honest and so real, and no drama, not manipulative, she's just straight up honest. She's a really good kid.
That helps when you don't have the drama at teenage levels. I mean, we used to be teenagers once, Delaney, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Just a little while ago. You weren't able to travel with the team to South Dakota, correct?
No, I don't generally. I'll watch the games online.
Okay.
We have a couple dads. You know what? I'm going to be honest. They built such a cool little culture down here with these U19 girls. Two of the dads do camera color commentary, and they just talk about their own kids like they're just another kid. They call Sid, like they don't go by Sydney. We all log on, and 40 of us all watch, and it's become this really fun thing. And so I've been watching the games and then reviewing the video just to help out, because I am the skills coach, and this group seems to want to win and want to get better. And the community that they have down here is really nice. It's not toxic. It's family first. People respect the coaching staff. It's a pleasure to go to the rink for me. So I've really enjoyed watching the games, but no, I didn't travel, which I'm pretty happy about, because they all got stuck in South Dakota.
They all got stuck in South Dakota. You also have a almost 1-year-old to still take care of, right? And
Yeah.
your husband does a pretty good job, but nothing like mama's needs, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Before we get to that, I'm going to ask you one more question with regards to watching the games on TV, Delaney, or on YouTube, sorry. When you watch the games, do you get excited just as much as if you were playing? And do you make these little mind notes or tally notes with a pen and paper to say, okay, Sydney's doing this and the goaltenders are doing that, or we didn't hit the ozone the way we should have in this period? And are you still critiquing that game?
Funny you ask. So these would be my notes. Last go.
Awesome.
Yeah, and just because I know this team, it's been a total pleasure. We the weekend, I think it was 2 weekends ago, maybe 3 weekends ago, the girls were down 3-0 with 6 minutes left in the game, and they scored a goal, and I thought that's really good, 3-1. They got another one, 90 seconds left in the game, 3-2. And then they pulled their goalie and they scored in 3-3. And I thought, wow, what an incredible job by the coaching staff to come back. That's totally amazing. I hope we do okay in overtime. It was 3-on-3. We scored 9 seconds into overtime. So it was one of the most epic comebacks I've ever seen in sports. these kids scored those 4 goals, and they were incredible. They were so excited. My husband and I were sitting right where we are now. And I was like, if they could just learn something from this game, whether they pull their goalie and they can score 6 on 5, they scored immediate. I was like, wow, we're learning. But I didn't expect a win. They went on to win. They got a huge plaque trophy. They got medals. They were singing in the dressing room. And my husband and I jumped so high when we scored those goals. I don't remember being so excited about a hockey game. And so we've been rolling ever since then. This hockey organization is rolling. The parents are all in. The kids are all in. Sydney's leading the charge. We have another good captain in Cammie, other good assistants as well. Sid's an assistant. But those leaders are leading properly. But that big epic comeback, you asked if I cheer. We were screaming and hugging. And then I said to my husband secretly, I said, oh my gosh, that'd be so amazing if they had an extra medal and they brought me one home. So that was on a Sunday. I went to practice on the Monday, and I saw a medal in my stall, and it's hanging up in my bedroom, and I loved it. It was like I was playing again. So it was pretty cool. I was pretty proud to be a part of it.
We're going to talk about that right after the break, Delaney, because it's been quite an interesting year for everyone that plays this sport, especially north of the border. But the fact that you've been able to be a part of it, watch it, play it, coach it, is what a lot of Canadians are missing right now. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to talk more about that as we come back with Delaney Collins on the ice. Back with Delaney Collins. Delaney, this year, we can't sum it up with one word. We can just call it But for you, it's been very eventful because you've added another person to your family. Baby Gracie's starting to skate.
Yeah, baby Gracie's skating. So we had an ice storm in Nashville. So my husband and I quickly built her a little 8x10 rink. She's, just to be clear though, she isn't walking yet.
Right. It's one of those, not bumble chairs, but it's one of those bumble swings that kind of your husband takes out there and just gets her on the ice kind of thing.
Yeah, we've had her on the ice a couple times. I mean, she's taking steps. She's just not walking like completely. She takes a few steps here and there, but we did get her out in some skates and on the ice and stuff. But it's been a wild year. Like COVID, I was pregnant. I gave birth to Gracie 11 months ago. So right when it started. And then just when we thought we were out of it and things started to come around, we had a huge bombing in Nashville. And that bombing took out the main bar that my husband sings at. So we have been reduced to finding other work elsewhere. And then when we kind of just got rolling again, we had a huge ice storm and the city shut down, all the rinks, everything shut down for a week. Ice storm, snowstorm. That's just not that common here. But so it's been crazy. But the truth be told, you can't let it get you down. We have a beautiful baby girl. She's super cool, super fun. We kind of joke around by putting her on the ice. Obviously, she can't skate yet. So she'll be 11 months tomorrow. But it's been wild. You don't know what to expect. Fortunately, unlike where you're at, we have a little bit more ice time here and some freedoms here to get on the ice, and that's been amazing.
Yeah, we've had all our indoor rinks shut down since the beginning of November, and a lot of the organizations have decided to cancel the remainder of the season, which is unfortunate. For whatever reasons, we'll leave that part of the discussion out of it. The bottom line is, Delaney, you've fallen in love again with this sport, with this coaching, and you've also told me that you're doing this volunteer.
Yeah.
And you are helping this group out. Not only, like we talked about the coaching staff, I mean, unbelievable. Like Coach Lacombe and Coach Singletary and yourself. I don't think there's ever been an assembled coaching staff like that at a U19 level ever.
Yeah. So like it was tough slugging and during COVID and having a new baby and having all those fears and restrictions. So when that cloud kind of lifted about 6-8 months after I gave birth, I started to get back on the ice. And I remember not having any confidence. Like I didn't even know if I'd be able to skate again because we'd been locked up. And Coach Caisse Singletary is like, just put on your, she's like, I need you to get on this ice. She goes, just put on your skates, make up a drill, and we'll go from there. And it was so cool because I didn't feel confident at all, which is crazy, but that's how stressful it's been. So I get on the ice and, start rolling, and I'm thinking like this community around here and led by Coach Caisse Singletary and Lacombe, it's a healthy community. It's a good, positive hockey community. And so we've had the opportunities to go, and I just keep going back and seeing these kids are being all in, and kids like Sydney Russell who are just getting better by the day. Like we had a practice today. I jumped on the ice with the kids today. It was probably the best practice I've ever seen them have. Like they were flying, exceeding expectations. But so I'm back in love with the sport for sure. I think the kids down here are a lot different than the Canadian kids, but it doesn't mean bad or good, better or worse. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means they're different. It's just a little bit different. And the future is really good here in Nashville.
Did you ever think that Nashville would be a hotbed for not just male hockey, but female hockey as well? Even though the Predators are there, they've got the Jr Preds program, but traveling teams, I mean, like you said, you build a community of like-minded parents and players that want to succeed and excel. That's when you see a program truly find its true colors and its identity.
I agree with you 100%. And I'm not sure, I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I necessarily would have expected this to be a hockey hotbed. It's getting there. It's growing. There's a lot of funding for female hockey players here now through the Nashville Predators. I'm going to tell you straight up, the hockey here, the future is bright. We're going to produce an Olympian, I can tell. It's going to take some time, but we're going to.
It's going to be an American Olympian, though, unfortunately, right?
Yep.
Shucks. Delaney, you've fallen in love with the game again. You've got a great coaching staff. What is it about the confidence of a hockey rink and being able to put those skates on for you as a coach and a player to then give that energy to a group of young females that want to do just the same as you did, perhaps when you were their age?
Yeah, that's pretty special right now. I'm going to be terribly honest. So I've coached at all the levels from our national teams, and then I've played at all the levels all the way up with our national team. And so I've seen a lot of different scenarios. And then my work with the International Ice Hockey Federation allowed me to see what hockey's like in other countries and what those female coaches are like and the leaders there and what the intentions of the programs are. And I've seen some toxic hockey communities where it's not about community, and it's about business and shipping kids everywhere. And it got ugly sometimes in some of the scenarios that I've seen. And right now it's not toxic. It's all about community. It's about committed families and having good kids from good families that have good character. And so when that's already built in, and the kids are good kids, and the parents aren't going to interfere, and they're not threatening you, or there's no unnecessary crap. It's almost a safe learning environment for coaches. I think that's incredible. But that pretty much starts from the Caisse Singletary, who is our head coach and who has the vision and has built this program. She's did the work all, throughout the years, but we do have a really good sense of family and community here. So it's been incredibly easy for me with my background to just step on the ice and the kids look at me. They want to learn. I can see their attention. I have their attention. They're not too good to learn. They're interested. When I revisit a drill, I see immediate results, which means they care and they're present and they're aware. So that's all of that is contributing to me falling back in love with hockey.
What part of your coaching ability was missing so much that Callie and Allie wanted you to be the part of the Three Amigo trio?
You know what? This is so cool. But a lot of times, females, you get jealousy. Female relationships, like, you know, you don't want the other female to be successful. These women are all about all three of us being equally successful and contributing where we can. And they're not intimidated by my background. They've been all ready to embrace it. Like, I'm looking through Coach Singletary's PowerPoint presentation as we get ready for districts, and I'm looking at her wording. And I'm going to do a presentation for the kids on Thursday, but I'm going to use all head coaches' wording. So I support her 100% the way she's been supporting me. And when you have that, when these young girls look around and they see three females working together, I think that's absolutely incredible. That'll define how they work with other females in the future. And instead of being intimidated and jockeying for power and position, they're going to use these strong relationships and build off each other. I learned so much from those two every day, and I feel like I'm nervous. I'm like, I hope I do a good job for Coach Callie. I hope I'm as good of a shot, you know, have as good a scoring ability as Coach Allie. And I mean, I have a great resume, but I still respect them completely.
You're pretty humble to say that you have a great resume, because it's quite a great resume. I mean, there's not a lot of people not a lot of players out there, Delaney, that still give back to a community and to a group of players, much like you do, amidst everything that you've been through over the last year and a half as well. So I'm sure these U19 players truly admire and adore the fact that you're giving back to them. I'm going to ask you this question, then I'm going to also ask Sydney this question. I'm going to bring her back in right now. And I'm glad you stuck around, Sydney, because I'm going to ask you both the same question, but maybe you have different answers. So I'll start with Delaney. Districts are coming up in a couple weeks. Success would be blank.
Amazing.
Okay. Sydney,
Amazing.
Awesome.
You're heading to districts. You would expect nothing less than blank.
Then a win.
Okay. That sums it up perfectly, ladies. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Districts are March the 7th, correct? Weekend?
Yes.
So in a couple of weekends. If you want more information on the U19 Jr Preds Program, they have a Facebook page at Girls U19 NJP. There's spaces in between of them. Of those, we'll put those in our show as well. And you also have a Twitter and Instagram.
We have Instagram.
Instagram is at it U19 Jr Preds? Is that right?
Junior Preds girls, maybe.
Okay, we'll find it. Nonetheless, again, great talking with both of you. I really do appreciate it. Have a great rest of the evening. Now, Sydney, you heard what Delaney had to say. Delaney, you heard what Sydney had to say. Now we're going to see if we can put the two of them together and maybe make some magic in a couple of weeks. And we look forward to hearing and hopefully seeing nationals again, because they're being hosted in California. We don't know what will happen there, but at least we know districts will happen. And that will be a truly amazing weekend for the both of you and the rest of your team. So maybe we'll talk to you in a couple of weeks' time and see how well we did. How's that sound?
Wow, that'd be cool.
Awesome.
Pretty great.
Really appreciate it too. This has been On the Ice Tuesdays and Thursdays. We will see all of you later on this week as well. Make sure to check out the show on ASTV Productions. Thank you again, ladies. Have a great rest of the evening and good night.
Thank you.
Once again, that has been Sydney Russell, number 14, assistant captain or alternate captain, and Delaney Collins, assistant coach with the U19 Jr Pred Program. Thanks for watching tonight. Have yourselves a great rest of the evening. Take care of yourselves and be safe. Bye-bye for now.